At my granddaughter's 7th birthday party, my daughter-in-law held up the wooden dollhouse I'd spent 3 months building by hand and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "Cheap gifts from cheap people." I smiled, set down my paper plate, and walked out to my truck. By the time I reached the highway, I'd made 2 calls that would cost them everything. That wooden dollhouse? It was worth more than their mortgage payment. But they were about to learn that the hard way. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments what time it is where you are now. The drive home took 43 minutes. I know because I watched every mile marker. Highway 67 south, past the lumber yard where I'd bought the oak, past the hardware store where old Jim had helped me pick out the tiny brass hinges. 52 of them. One for every door and window in that dollhouse. My hand stayed steady on the wheel. That surprised me. I thought they'd shake. 3 months of work. 87 hours, if I'm honest. I'd kept track in my workshop notebook. Every evening after dinner, I'd go out to the garage and work until my back ached. The miniature shingles alone took 11 days. Individual pieces, cut, sanded, stained, applied one at a time with tweezers and wood glue. Jennifer, my granddaughter, had asked for a dollhouse last Christmas. Not the plastic kind from the toy store, a real one, like in the storybooks. "Can you make me one, Grandpa? Please?" Her eyes. 7 years old, and already she had her grandmother's eyes. My Sarah's eyes. I'd started the next day, January 7th. Sketched the design on graph paper during breakfast. 4 rooms, working windows, a wraparound porch, dormer windows in the attic, a front door that actually opened and closed. The phone rang. I didn't answer. It rang again, then again. I pulled into a gas station, 56 miles from home. The phone showed 8 missed calls, all from my son David. 2 voicemails. I deleted them without listening. Inside the station, the coffee was old and bitter. I drank it anyway. The fluorescent lights hummed overhead. Tuesday afternoon, the place was empty except for the clerk and me. My phone buzzed with a text. "David. Dad, that was really rude. You embarrassed us." I stared at that message for a full minute. Embarrassed them. Sarah used to warn me. Don't give them so much they forget gratitude. She'd say it gently, usually on the drive home after we'd helped with something. Money for the down payment on their house, $73,000. The new SUV when David's car died, $38,000. Jennifer's private preschool tuition because the public one wasn't good enough for Melissa's standards, $18,000 a year for 3 years. I'd kept receipts, not because I wanted to, because Sarah made me. "Write it down," she'd say. "Not for them, for you. So you remember what love costs." After she passed, I found her notebook. 26 years, gifts, loans that were never meant to be repaid, help that was never asked for but always given. The numbers went back to David's college fund, $147,000 for 4 years at State. Another $22,000 for his master's program he never finished. The coffee burned going down. I bought a refill anyway. My phone rang again. This time I answered. "David." "Dad, what the hell? You just left. Jennifer's crying. She thinks you're mad at her." "I'm not mad at Jennifer." "Then why did you storm out?" Storm out. Interesting choice of words. I didn't storm. I walked. There's a difference. Melissa didn't mean anything by it. She was joking. Was she? You know how she is. She likes fancy things. She didn't understand how much work you put into it. I explained it when I arrived, told her about the oak, the hand-carved furniture, the working lights. Silence. Then, she's embarrassed now. Everyone thinks you're being dramatic. Who's everyone? Her parents were there. Her sister. The neighbors. The neighbors, of course. Melissa's carefully curated social circle. The people she'd met at the country club David paid $900 a month to belong to. Money that could have gone to Jennifer's college fund. David, I'm going to ask you a question. When's the last time you came to visit me? More silence. Longer this time. We've been busy. When? I don't know. Christmas? Before that. Dad, what does this have to do with Thanksgiving 2 years ago? That was the last time you drove to see me. I've made the trip to your house 17 times since then. You like driving. Do I? His voice changed, defensive. What do you want me to say? We have busy lives. Jennifer has activities. Melissa has her book club and tennis. I work 60 hours a week. At the firm I helped you buy into, $50,000. I paid you back for that. You paid back $32,000 over 4 years. The line went quiet. I could hear something in the background. Melissa's voice, sharp, insistent. Then David came back. Dad, Melissa wants to talk to you. I don't want to talk to Melissa. She wants to apologize. No, she doesn't. Dad, David, I need you to listen very carefully. I'm going to say this once. I love you. I love Jennifer. But I'm done. Done with what? I'll explain later. Tell Jennifer I'm sorry I had to leave. Tell her the dollhouse took me 3 months and I made it with love. Tell her Grandma Sarah would have been proud of it. I hung up, blocked his number. Then I made the first call. Henderson Legal Group, how may I direct your call? Margaret Henderson, please. Tell her it's Robert Walsh. Margaret picked up in 30 seconds. Robert, how are you? I need to update my will. Today, if possible. Today? It's Tuesday afternoon. I know what day it is. Can you do it or not? Her voice shifted. Professional. Efficient. Of course. Can you be here by 4? I can be there by 3:30. I'll have the paperwork ready. Are we making significant changes? We're making total changes. I arrived at Margaret's office at 3:27. She was waiting with coffee and a legal pad. Talk to me, Robert. I told her. All of it. The dollhouse, the comment, the phone call, the years of receipts in Sarah's notebook. She listened without interrupting. 26 years of practicing law had taught her when to shut up and let people talk. When I finished, she tapped her pen against the pad. You're sure about this? Completely. These things can be challenged. Family disputes get ugly. Let them challenge it. I have documentation. Documentation of what? Every gift, every loan, every deposit. Sarah kept records. I have 26 years of bank statements, canceled checks, and transfer receipts in a fireproof box. Margaret's eyebrows went up. You're serious? Pull up David's name in your system. Check the co-signer documents for his house. She typed, read, typed some more. Then she looked up. You're the primary on his mortgage. I put down $73,000. He was supposed to refinance after 2 years and remove my name. That was 8 years ago. So legally I can call the note if I choose. We structured it that way because his credit was bad after the master's program loans defaulted. Margaret sat back. Robert, are you asking me to help you foreclose on your son? I'm asking you to help me take my name off assets that don't belong to me anymore. Can you do that? She was quiet for a long time. Then she nodded. Yes, but it'll take a few days to file everything properly. How many days? 3, maybe 4. I need to draft the will changes, file the mortgage release, and submit notice to the bank. You're still well within your rights on all of it, but I want the paperwork ironclad. Do it. We spent the next 90 minutes going through everything. The house, the SUV title I had never transferred out of my name, the joint savings account I'd opened for emergencies that had my name on it alongside David's. $14,000 sitting there. Money I'd deposited over the years for Jennifer's future. The savings account stays, I told Margaret, but it goes into a trust for Jennifer directly. Not David, not Melissa, Jennifer, for college. She can access it at 18. And the rest? Jennifer gets the trust. Everything else I have goes to charity. The workshop tools go to the high school vocational program. The truck goes to Jim at the hardware store. The house goes to Sarah's sister Claire. Margaret wrote it all down. What about your personal effects? Photos, clothes, furniture? Jennifer can have the photo albums when she's older. Claire can distribute the rest however she wants. And David? David gets a letter. I'll write it tonight. You can file it with the will. At 5:15 I signed everything. Margaret made copies. 3 sets. 1 for her files, 1 for me, 1 for the safety deposit box. This is effective immediately? I asked. The will changes, yes. The mortgage release and title transfers will take 3 days. I'll file first thing tomorrow morning. File it now if you can. She looked at her watch. The county office closes at 5. Then file it electronically. I know they accept digital submissions until 7. You've been researching. I've been thinking about this longer than you know. That wasn't entirely true. I'd been thinking about it since the funeral. Sarah's funeral, 18 months ago. Cancer, fast and mean. 6 weeks from diagnosis to goodbye. David had shown up late. Melissa hadn't come at all. Said Jennifer had a piano recital she couldn't miss. A piano recital. On the day we buried my wife of 43 years. I'd said nothing then. Swallowed it. People grieve differently, I told myself. People cope in their own ways. But I'd noticed. Sarah's sister Claire noticed too. She'd squeezed my hand during the service and whispered, "She would have been here." After Margaret's office, I drove home. The house was dark. I'd forgotten to leave lights on. Inside, everything was exactly as I'd left it that morning. Coffee cup in the sink, newspaper on the kitchen table. The workshop still had sawdust on the floor from the dollhouse. I made dinner, scrambled eggs and toast, ate standing at the counter. The phone rang 4 more times. Different number. Melissa's cell. I let it go to voicemail. At 8 p.m., I sat down at Sarah's desk and wrote the letter. Took me 45 minutes. I rewrote it 3 times. Had to get it right. David, I love you. I always will. You're my son. But love isn't endless forgiveness. Love has boundaries. Love requires respect. Today I learned that you and Melissa don't respect me. Maybe you haven't for a long time. I ignored the signs, the missed calls, the canceled visits, the way you'd ask for help but never offer it. I told myself you were busy, young, building your life. But today, when Melissa mocked the gift I spent 3 months making for my granddaughter, I realized something. You've been letting her set the tone. You've been choosing her comfort over my dignity. That's your right. But it's my right to respond. By the time you read this, the legal changes will be filed. The house, the mortgage, the accounts. It's all detailed in the attached documents. This isn't punishment. It's clarity. I won't be the emergency fund you never thank. I won't be the grandfather you visit twice a year out of obligation. Jennifer deserves better. She'll have her trust, protected, waiting for her when she's ready. As for you and Melissa, you're free now. Free from my cheap gifts. Free from my cheap presents. I hope it feels worth it. I forgive you, not because you've asked, but because holding anger would hurt me more than it hurts you. I forgive you, and I release you. Be well. Live your life, but live it without my support. You've proven you don't need it. Dad. I sealed it in an envelope, put it in the fireproof box with Sarah's records. Tomorrow I'd take it to Margaret. That night I didn't sleep much. Lay there thinking about Jennifer, 7 years old, brown curls, Sarah's eyes. She'd looked so confused when Melissa had laughed at the dollhouse. But Grandpa made it, Jennifer had said. He showed me the pictures. I know, sweetie, Melissa had replied, voice dripping with condescension. But Grandma Stevens sent you the American Girl house, the one from the catalog, with all the accessories. That's a real dollhouse. Jennifer had touched the miniature porch railing. I'd carved those balusters individually, 47 of them, each one sanded until my fingers ached. I like this one, she'd said quietly. You'll like the other one better, Melissa had assured her. Then she turned to her mother and said it, loud enough for me to hear, loud enough for everyone to hear. Cheap gifts from cheap people. I got up at 4 a.m., made coffee, watched the sunrise from the workshop. The space looked empty without the dollhouse. I'd spent 3 months staring at it, checking angles, fixing details. Now it was gone, sitting in Melissa's house, probably in a closet somewhere, or the garage, next to the other things they didn't value. By 6 a.m. I was at the diner, early breakfast. The waitress, Nancy, had worked there for 20 years. She knew my order: eggs over easy, wheat toast, bacon crisp, black coffee. You're here early, Robert. Couldn't sleep. Everything okay? It will be. At 7:30, Margaret called. Documents are filed. The county accepted the electronic submission last night at 6:47. The bank will receive notice today. Processing will take 72 hours. And then David will receive notification that you're requesting release from the mortgage cosign. The bank will require him to refinance or sell within 90 days. Can he refinance? Does he have $73,000 and good enough credit to qualify a loan? No? Then probably not. The bank will likely require full payment or begin foreclosure proceedings. How long does that take? 4 to 6 months typically. Depends on the state. But Robert, they have children. Jennifer. The bank will do what banks do. Follow the process. That's not my concern anymore. She was quiet. Then, the will is filed. The trust is established. Jennifer's money is protected. Do you want me to notify David, or do you want to do it yourself? I'll do it, after the bank does. That's 3 days. I know. Those 3 days were the quietest of my life. I didn't leave the house much. Worked in the garden, fixed the fence post that had been leaning since winter, organized Sarah's craft room. She'd asked me to do it before she died. I'd been putting it off for 18 months. Found things I'd forgotten. Quilts she'd made, photos from our honeymoon, a journal she'd kept during David's childhood. I sat on the floor and read it cover to cover. One entry stopped me cold. David was 6. Sarah had written, "Bobby is so patient with him. Spent 3 hours today teaching David to ride his bike. David kept falling, getting frustrated, wanting to quit. Bobby just kept picking him up. 'One more try,' he'd say. 'You're almost there.' That's love, showing up, trying again. I hope David remembers that when he's older. I hope he learns that love is patience." I closed the journal, put it in the box with the letter. On the 3rd day, Friday afternoon, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. "Mr. Walsh, this is Sandra from First National Bank. I'm calling regarding account number ending in 4732. The joint savings." "Yes, sir. And the mortgage for 2847 Oakmont Drive. We received your release request. I need to confirm some details." "Confirm away. You're requesting full removal from both accounts?" "Correct." "And you understand this means you'll have no legal claim or responsibility for either account moving forward?" "That's exactly what it means." "Mr. Walsh, I have to tell you, this is unusual. You're the primary on the mortgage. If you release, Mr. David Walsh will need to refinance the full remaining balance of $347,000 within 90 days, or the property will enter foreclosure proceedings." "I understand. Sir, is there a family dispute we should be aware of? Sometimes we can work out." "No dispute, just a decision. Process the paperwork. It'll be finalized by Monday. We'll send notification to Mr. Walsh on Tuesday." "Thank you, Sandra." I hung up, made myself lunch, tuna sandwich, chips, iced tea, ate it on the back porch. The weather was nice, 72 degrees, light breeze. Sarah would have wanted to work in the garden on a day like this. Tuesday morning, 8:43 a.m., my phone exploded. 12 calls in 10 minutes. David, Melissa, David's cell, Melissa's cell, their home phone. I let them all ring. At 9:15, David left a voicemail. His voice was shaking. "Dad, what the fuck did you do?" "The bank called. They said you're releasing the mortgage. They said we have 90 days to pay $347,000 or they're foreclosing. Dad, we can't pay that. We don't have that kind of money. Call me back. Now." I deleted it, made breakfast, scrambled eggs, toast, black coffee. At 10:30, Melissa left a voicemail. No shaking in her voice, just rage. "You selfish bastard. You're going to make your granddaughter homeless over a goddamn dollhouse? Over a stupid joke? You're pathetic. David was right about you. His mother was right about you. You're bitter and old and alone, and now you're trying to drag us down with you. Well, fuck you. We'll figure this out. And when we do, you'll never see Jennifer again. Never. I saved that one. Sent it to Margaret. Evidence, I wrote, just in case. Margaret called an hour later. Robert, I got the voicemail. Do you want to pursue a harassment claim? No, just wanted it documented. They're panicking. I'd imagine so. The bank moves fast on these things. If they can't refinance, the foreclosure process starts at day 91. I know. Where will they go? That's not my problem to solve anymore, Margaret. What about Jennifer? Jennifer has a trust fund with $14,000. It'll grow. She'll be fine. Will she? That question sat with me for a while. After I hung up, I thought about it. Really thought about it. Jennifer would be fine. Kids are resilient. She'd move, change schools maybe. But she'd have her parents. She'd adjust. And she'd have the dollhouse, if they kept it, if they didn't throw it away. Wednesday afternoon, David showed up at my house. I heard the car in the driveway, watched him through the window. He sat there for 5 minutes before getting out, rehearsing what to say, probably. He knocked. I didn't answer. He knocked again, harder. Dad, I know you're in there. Your truck's here. Please, we need to talk. I opened the door, stood in the frame, didn't invite him in. He looked terrible. Hadn't slept, hadn't shaved. His shirt was wrinkled. Dad, please, can we talk? Talk. Can I come in? No. His face did something complicated. Confusion, hurt, anger. Dad, what is this? What are you doing? I'm setting boundaries. By making us homeless? You're not homeless yet. You have 90 days. We can't refinance. You know we can't. My credit is still recovering from the student loans, and with the country club fees and Jennifer's school, you could cancel the country club, enroll Jennifer in public school, cut expenses, live within your means. We can't. Melissa would... He stopped. Reset. Dad, we need help. Please, I'm asking for help. You've been asking for help for 26 years. I'm done helping. Over a dollhouse? Over one stupid comment? Over a lifetime of disrespect. The dollhouse was just the moment I stopped ignoring it. He stepped closer, desperate now. What do you want? An apology? Fine. I'm sorry. Melissa's sorry. We'll apologize to Jennifer. We'll apologize to everyone. Just fix this. I don't want an apology. Then what? I want you to figure out your life without me as your safety net. That's not fair. Isn't it? His voice rose, cracking. You're my father. You're supposed to help me. I did help you. For 26 years. College, cars, houses, emergencies that weren't emergencies. You know what I didn't do? I didn't teach you to stand on your own. That's my fault. I'm correcting it now. By destroying my family? Your family will survive, or it won't. That depends on you. What about Jennifer? You're hurting her too. Jennifer has a trust fund, $14,000 for college. She'll be fine. That's not enough. It's more than I had at her age. I turned out okay. He stared at me. Really looked at me. Maybe for the first time in years. I don't even recognize you. Good. Maybe you'll start seeing me as a person instead of a bank. Fuck you, Dad. Goodbye, David. I closed the door, locked it. Heard him standing there for a while. Then footsteps. The car door. Engine starting, gravel crunching as he backed out. I sat on the couch, hands shaking now. Took 15 minutes for them to stop. That night, I called Claire, Sarah's sister. She lived 2 states away, but we talked every couple weeks. "Robert, how are you?" I did something. "What kind of something?" I told her. All of it. She listened. When I finished, she was quiet for a long time. "Sarah saw this coming," she finally said. "What?" "She told me once, maybe a year before she died. She said, 'David's going to break Bobby's heart. I just hope Bobby's strong enough to survive it.'" She said that? She loved David, but she saw who he was becoming, the entitlement, the way Melissa encouraged it. She worried about you, about what would happen after she was gone. "Why didn't she tell me?" "Because you weren't ready to hear it. You are now." We talked for another hour. She told me stories about Sarah I'd forgotten, reminded me of things that mattered. When we hung up, I felt lighter. Not happy, but lighter. The next 2 months were strange, quiet. I worked in the garden, fixed things around the house, started building furniture for Claire, a bookshelf, a coffee table. Kept my hands busy. David called once a week. I never answered. Melissa sent emails, long ones, accusatory, then apologetic, then threatening. I forwarded them all to Margaret. At the 60-day mark, David sent a letter, paper, handwritten. It arrived in my mailbox on a Thursday. "Dad, we're selling the house. We found a buyer, a developer. They're paying cash, $390,000. After we pay off the mortgage and the realtor fees, we'll clear about $28,000. We're moving to an apartment across town. Jennifer has to change schools. She's devastated. Melissa is barely speaking to me. This is destroying us. I hope you're happy. I hope this was worth it. Because you've lost your son. You've lost your granddaughter. And for what? Pride? Revenge? I'll never understand it. I'll never forgive it. Goodbye." I read it twice. Folded it. Put it in the box with the other documents. At the 90-day mark, the house sold. Margaret called to confirm. "The title transferred yesterday. Your name is off everything. It's done." "Thank you, Margaret." "How do you feel?" "Tired. That's normal. These things take a toll." "Margaret, can I ask you something?" "Of course." "Do you think I did the right thing?" She didn't answer right away. Margaret never rushed answers. "I think you did what you needed to do. Right and wrong aren't always clear in family situations, but you set boundaries. You protected yourself. That matters. Even if it hurt them? Even then, you can't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm, Robert. Your wife knew that. That's why she kept the records." After we hung up, I went to the workshop, stood there looking at the empty space where the dollhouse had been, thought about Jennifer, wondered if she still had it, wondered if she'd ever know how much love went into it. I started a new project that afternoon, a jewelry box, small, intricate, walnut and maple inlay. For Jennifer, for when she turned 18. I'd give it to her with the trust fund information. Let her decide then if she wanted a relationship with me. 6 months passed. I heard nothing from David, nothing from Melissa. I sent birthday cards to Jennifer through Margaret's office. No return address, just cards with gift certificates for books. $25 each time. Margaret told me they weren't returned, so someone was getting them. Life settled into a rhythm. Garden in the morning, workshop in the afternoon, reading in the evening. I joined a woodworking club at the community center, met other retired guys. We'd work on projects together, share tools, tell stories. It was good, simple. One Thursday, almost 9 months after the birthday party, I got a call from an unknown number. Almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Hello? Grandpa? My heart stopped. Jennifer? It's me. Her voice sounded older, or maybe just sad. Jennifer, how did you... I found your number in Mom's phone. She doesn't know I'm calling. I'm at school. Lunch break. Are you okay? I want to see you. Jennifer, I don't think your parents... I don't care what they think. I miss you. And I still have the dollhouse. Mom wanted to throw it away, but I hid it. It's in my closet. I play with it every day. Something broke open in my chest. You kept it? Of course I kept it. You made it for me. Jennifer, My voice cracked. Had to stop. Breathe. I miss you too, sweetheart. Can I come visit? Please? I can take the bus. I have money saved. You don't need to take the bus. I'll come get you. But we need to ask your parents first. They'll say no. Maybe. But we have to try. She was quiet. Then, okay. Will you call them? I will. I promise. Grandpa? Yes? I'm sorry about what Mom said. About cheap gifts. It wasn't cheap. It's the best thing I have. I couldn't speak. Just sat there holding the phone, tears running down my face. Grandpa? Are you there? I'm here, baby. I'm here. We talked for 10 more minutes. She told me about her new school, her new friends, the apartment, how different everything was, how much she missed the old house, how much she missed me. When she hung up, I sat there for a long time. Then I called Margaret. I need to write a letter to David, a new one. Can you help me draft it? What kind of letter? The kind that asks for visitation rights with my granddaughter. Robert, are you sure? After everything, I'm sure. Jennifer called me. She wants to see me. I can't ignore that. We drafted the letter that afternoon. Polite, formal, requesting scheduled visits, offering to meet in public places, whatever made them comfortable. Margaret sent it certified mail. 2 weeks later, David called. I answered. Dad? David? Long silence then. Jennifer won't stop talking about you. She cries at night, says she misses her grandpa. I miss her too. Melissa doesn't want this. She thinks you'll poison Jennifer against us. I won't. I just want to see my granddaughter. Why should I trust you? After what you did? Because Jennifer deserves a grandfather, and I deserved respect. Both things can be true. More silence. I could hear him breathing, thinking. Once a month, 2 hours, public place. I'll be there the whole time." "That's fine." "And Dad?" "Yes?" "I read Mom's journal. Claire sent it to me after the house sold." I hadn't known Claire did that. Didn't know what to say. "She wrote about the bike when I was 6. Do you remember teaching me to ride?" "I remember." "She wrote that you picked me up 47 times. That I fell 47 times and you never got frustrated, never told me to quit. You were determined, stubborn, like your mother." I forgot that. I forgot a lot of things. His voice broke. I heard it. The crack. The pain. "David, I'm not asking to undo the past 9 months. I'm just asking to see Jennifer." "I know. I'll text you. With a date." "And Dad?" "Yeah." "The dollhouse. She really does play with it every day. She set it up in her room, put all her little animals in it, named every room. She told her teacher you built it. The teacher asked to see pictures. Jennifer brought it for show and tell." "She did?" "Yeah. Carried it on the bus. Wouldn't let anyone else touch it. She told the whole class her grandpa spent 3 months making it just for her. That every room was perfect. That it had real lights that worked." I couldn't talk, just listened. "The teacher called it a masterpiece. Said whoever made it was incredibly talented. Jennifer told her you were the best grandpa in the world." "David, I'm sorry, Dad. I'm so fucking sorry. For all of it. For not seeing. For letting Melissa. For taking advantage. For forgetting what you taught me when I was 6. That love is patience. That love is picking someone up 47 times. I forgive you." "How? How can you forgive me after everything?" "Because you're my son, and because holding on to it only hurts me. Your mother taught me that." We talked for another hour. Really talked about everything. The house, the money, the resentment that had built on both sides, the ways we'd both failed each other. It wasn't comfortable. It wasn't easy. But it was honest. At the end, he gave me a date. 3 weeks away, Saturday, the park near their apartment, 10 a.m., 2 hours. I showed 2, up 15 minutes early. Brought the jewelry box I'd made. It wasn't finished yet, but I wanted Jennifer to see it, to know I'd been thinking about her. She ran to me, full speed, crashed into my legs, held on like she'd never let go. "Grandpa!" I picked her up. She'd gotten heavier, taller, almost too big to carry. But I managed, held her tight, breathed in the smell of her shampoo, some fruity kid scent. "I missed you so much," she whispered into my neck. "I missed you too, baby girl." David stood back, watching. His face was complicated, but he nodded, just once. Permission, acknowledgement, something. We spent 2 hours on the playground. Jennifer showed me how high she could swing, how fast she could run. We got ice cream, chocolate chip, her favorite. She told me about school, her friends, the dollhouse. "I pretend Grandma Sarah lives in it," she said. "In the little bedroom upstairs. I made her a bed out of a washcloth and cotton balls. She watches over everyone." My throat closed. "That's beautiful, Jennifer. Do you think she can really see me? From heaven?" "I think she sees you every day. And she's so proud of you." "Is she proud of you too?" I hope so. When the 2 hours ended, Jennifer hugged me again. Didn't want to let go. David had to gently pull her away. We'll come back next month, Jen. I promise. She looked up at him. Really? Really. Grandpa's not going anywhere. She turned to me. You promise? I promise. They walked to their car. Jennifer turned around 3 times to wave. Each time, I waved back. David texted that night. Thank you for coming, for the jewelry box. Jennifer hasn't put it down. She says it smells like your workshop. I replied, thank you for letting me see her. It means everything. I know. Same time next month? I'll be there. The months turned into a routine. Once a month, sometimes twice. Always the park. Always 2 hours. Gradually, Melissa started coming too. She didn't talk to me much, but she didn't interfere either. Just sat on a bench, watched, made sure. After 6 months, David asked if I wanted to come to dinner at their apartment. Nothing fancy, just spaghetti. Jennifer wants to show you her room. The dollhouse setup. I went. The apartment was small, clean, simple. Nothing like the house had been. Jennifer gave me a full tour. 30 seconds. Kitchen, living room, her parents' bedroom, her room. The dollhouse took up an entire corner. She decorated it, added things, little furniture made from bottle caps and cardboard, pictures on the walls drawn with colored pencils, a garden made from felt and buttons. This is the kitchen, she said, pointing. And this is where Grandma Sarah sleeps. And this is the living room where the family gathers. Everyone's happy here. Everyone's together. It's perfect, Jennifer. I added you too, see? She pointed to a small wooden figure, made from a clothespin and pipe cleaners. That's you. You live in the workshop, behind the house. You make things. And sometimes you come inside for dinner. Where did you get the figure? I made it in art class. Teacher helped. I picked it up, tiny, fragile, made with love. Can I keep this? It belongs in the house, but you can visit it any time. At dinner, we sat around their small table. 4 chairs, plastic placemats, mismatched dishes. David said grace, something they'd never done before. We ate, talked about safe things, school, weather, Jennifer's upcoming field trip. At the end, Melissa spoke to me for the first time. Thank you for coming. Thank you for having me. Jennifer talks about you constantly. It makes her happy. She makes me happy too. I'm sorry for what I said at the party. It was cruel. I didn't understand. I accept your apology. Do you really? Or are you just saying it? I thought about it, really thought. I really accept it. I don't forget it, but I forgive it. There's a difference. She nodded, looked down at her plate. I've been going to therapy, learning about things, about why I act certain ways. It's hard. Growth usually is. David says you and his mom kept records of everything you gave us. Is that true? Yes. Can I see them? I looked at David. He looked surprised. Melissa, you don't need to. I want to see them. I need to understand what we took for granted. The next week, I brought copies to their apartment, not originals. Margaret had advised against that. But copies, 26 years of receipts, checks, transfers, gifts, summarized in Sarah's neat handwriting. Melissa sat at the table and read every page. Took her 2 hours. She cried 3 times. At the end, she looked up at me. $647,000 over 26 years. That's more than most people make in a lifetime. It's what families do, or what I thought families did. We never said thank you. Not really. Not enough. No, you didn't. I don't know how to make this right. You don't. You just do better going forward. For Jennifer. For yourselves. She closed the folder, pushed it back across the table. I grew up with nothing. Maybe that's why I wanted everything. Maybe that's why I couldn't see value in a handmade dollhouse, because value meant price tags to me, meant status. And now? Now I'm learning that the dollhouse is worth more than anything we ever bought, because it was made with love. You can't buy that at a store. No, you can't. A year passed. Then another. The monthly visits continued, then became every other week. Jennifer turned 9, then 10. I taught her woodworking. Basic stuff. How to sand, how to measure, how to respect the tools. She made a small box. Took her 3 months. She worked on it during visits, carefully, patiently. When she finished, she gave it to me. For your things, Grandpa, your important things. Inside, I keep Sarah's wedding ring, the letter David wrote, the clothespin figure Jennifer made, the first birthday card she sent me after we reconnected. David and I talk now. Real talks about life, mistakes, regrets. He's working less, making more time for Jennifer. They canceled the country club membership. Jennifer switched to public school. She's thriving, made honor roll, joined the art club. Melissa got a job, part-time at first, then full-time. She's good at it. Sales. Uses that charm for something productive. They're rebuilding, slowly. It's not the life they had, but it's honest. It's theirs. I'm 72 now. My back aches more than it used to. The workshop stays cold in winter, but I still work in it every day, still build things, still teach Jennifer when she visits. Last month she asked me a question. We were in the workshop, working on a birdhouse for her school project. Grandpa, do you regret it? What you did? With the house and everything? Do you think I should? I don't know. We lost our house. We had to move. Everything changed. But did it change for the worse? She thought about it. No. I like our apartment. I like my new school. And I see you now. We didn't before. Not really. Then I don't regret it. Mom said you taught us something. About gratitude. About respect. She said it was a hard lesson, but we needed it. Your mom's right. She said you loved us enough to let us fail, so we could learn to stand up. That's a good way to put it. Do you still love us? Even after everything? Jennifer, I never stopped loving you. Any of you. Love doesn't work that way. I just had to love myself, too. Had to remember I was worth respect. She nodded. Went back to sanding her birdhouse. Quiet, thoughtful. Then, When I grow up, I want to be like you. Like me how? Strong, even when it's hard, even when it hurts. I had to look away, blink hard. You're already strong, baby girl, because you taught me. With the dollhouse, with the jewelry box, with all of it. You taught me that real love isn't easy. It's patient. It's honest. It picks you up 47 times. 47 times. David told her that story. About the bike. About his mother's journal. About love being patience. Yes, I said. That's exactly right. We finished the birdhouse that afternoon. She painted it yellow, her grandmother's favorite color. Hung it in their apartment balcony. Last I heard, 3 birds have moved in. I think about that birthday party sometimes. The dollhouse, the comment, the decision I made to walk away. Some people would call it pride. Others would call it revenge. Margaret calls it boundaries. Claire calls it survival. I call it love. The hard kind. The kind that says no. The kind that demands respect. The kind that lets people fail so they can learn to stand. Sarah would have understood. She always understood. Her journal said it best. Love is patience. Love is picking someone up 47 times. But love is also knowing when to let them stand on their own. I let them stand. They fell. They got back up. And now they're stronger for it. Jennifer's 13 now. Teenager. Growing up fast. She still has the dollhouse. It's in her room. A little worn, a little modified, but still there. Still loved. She told me last week she wants to keep it forever, pass it down to her kids someday. So they know their great-grandpa, she said. So they know what love looks like. I asked her what love looks like. She smiled. Sarah's smile, her eyes. Like a dollhouse that took 3 months to build. Like showing up even when it's hard. Like forgiving even when it hurts. Like picking someone up 47 times. You remember that story? I remember all your stories, Grandpa. I write them down. Just like Great-Grandma Sarah did. So I never forget. She showed me her journal. A purple notebook filled with her neat handwriting. Stories, lessons, memories, dates and times and details. You're documenting, I said. Just like you taught me. So love has proof. So gratitude has evidence. So nothing gets forgotten. I hugged her, held on a little longer than usual. She's almost as tall as me now, almost grown, but still my Jennifer. Still the little girl who hid a dollhouse in her closet because she knew its value. The drive home that evening, I thought about forgiveness. Real forgiveness. Not the kind that forgets, but the kind that remembers and chooses peace anyway. I forgave David, not because he deserved it, but because holding on to anger was crushing me. I forgave Melissa, not because her apology was perfect, but because her effort was real. And I forgave myself for waiting so long, for enabling so much, for confusing love with endless giving. Sarah once told me, the best gift you can give someone is the truth, even when it hurts. especially when it hurts. I gave them truth at a birthday party, with a dollhouse, with 2 phone calls that cost them everything, but taught them more. Was it revenge? Maybe. Was it justice? Probably. Was it love? Yes. The hardest kind. The kind that says, I love you enough to let you fall. I love you enough to watch you struggle. I love you enough to demand you see my worth. Because love without respect isn't love. It's transaction. It's obligation. It's performance. Real love requires honesty, boundaries, sometimes distance, sometimes pain, but always, always, it requires that both people remember love is not endless forgiveness without change. Love is patient, but love also says enough. I said enough, and my family fell, and my family rose, and now we stand together, different, honest, real. Every Sunday now they come for dinner, at my house, the house Sarah and I built, the house I almost lost to bitterness. We cook together, eat together. Jennifer works on projects in the workshop. David helps me with repairs. Melissa brings flowers for Sarah's grave. We visit it together after dinner. It's not perfect. Some wounds still ache. Some conversations still hurt, but it's honest. And honesty, I've learned, is worth more than peace without truth. Last Sunday, Jennifer asked me another question. We were in the workshop. She was building a dollhouse, her own design, from scratch, for a charity auction at school. Grandpa, why did you keep building? After the first dollhouse, after everything, why didn't you just stop? Because building is how I process, how I heal, how I remember love doesn't stop just because people disappoint you. But weren't you angry? Furious for months? How did you stop? I didn't stop being angry. I just started building something bigger than my anger. The jewelry box, the bird houses, the furniture. Every piece was a choice to create instead of destroy. She nodded, measured twice, cut once, just like I taught her. I think that's brave. It's survival, sweetheart. No, it's both. Maybe she's right. Maybe survival is brave. Maybe building after betrayal is the bravest thing. Maybe choosing to show up after being dismissed is the ultimate act of love. I'm 73 now. Some days the arthritis wins. Some days the grief for Sarah is too heavy. Some days I wonder what would have happened if I'd stayed silent. Swallowed the insult. Kept being the emergency fund. But then Jennifer comes over, smiling, carrying her latest project, excited to show me, calling me Grandpa with love in her voice, and I know I made the right choice, not the easy choice, but the right one. Because cheap gifts from cheap people don't take 3 months to build, don't require 87 hours of labor, don't get passed down through generations. Cheap gifts get thrown away, forgotten, dismissed. Real gifts endure. They teach. They remind. They stand in the corner of a 13-year-old's bedroom as proof that love is action. Love is patience. Love is respect. And sometimes love is walking away, making 2 calls, letting everything fall apart. so something real can be built from the pieces. That's what I did at a birthday party. With a smile, with 2 phone calls, I took back my dignity. I demanded respect. I taught my family that love has boundaries. And you know what? They learned. It took time, cost them everything, but they learned. And now, when Jennifer looks at that dollhouse, she doesn't see a cheap gift from cheap people. She sees her great-grandmother's wisdom, her grandfather's patience, her own resilience. She sees love, the kind that endures, the kind that transforms, the kind worth fighting for. If you like this story, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions in the comments. To listen to more stories, click on the window on the right. Thank you for being with us.